Ladies and gentlemen, today I speak on a topic that in any just society should not even require debate. I call for the mandatory implementation of the highest available crash safety standards and features on all motor vehicles. No exceptions, no loopholes, no compromises. Why? Because lives, millions of them, depend on it. Every year, thousands die in car crashes, and many more are injured, disabled, or left facing lifelong physical, emotional, and financial trauma. Families are torn apart, survivors are left struggling, and society shoulders untold costs, from healthcare and insurance to lost productivity. It's a staggering price to pay for the convenience of motorized transportation, a price made all the more painful by the fact that many of these injuries and deaths could be prevented if we enforced the highest safety standards on every vehicle. No exceptions. It is both mind-boggling and ethically indefensible that auto manufacturers are not yet held to this standard, given the preventable suffering that results from less than adequate safety measures. Consider the Toyota RAV4. According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, or IIHS, an independent non-profit organization dedicated to reducing losses from crashes, the 2013 RAV4 earned a poor rating in the small overlap front, driver-side crash test. This test evaluates how well a car protects its driver in a collision where only a small portion of the vehicle's front end strikes an object, often causing significant structural damage due to the limited area absorbing the impact. Yet despite the high risk to drivers in such scenarios, the 2013 RAV4 was still awarded the IIHS Top Safety Pick. Imagine that. A vehicle with a known serious safety risk can still be marketed as a top safety pick. Toyota did attempt to improve structural integrity on the driver's side for later models, but the passenger side was left unchanged, continuing to receive poor ratings in crash tests. This double standard implies that a person's safety should depend on their seating choice, as though some lives matter less depending on where they sit in a vehicle. In 2015, Toyota's RAV4 earned the highest possible rating on the driver side, yet the passenger side remained unsafe. And still, it received the Top Safety Pick award. Awarding this recognition to cars with known safety deficiencies on either side is both misleading and unconscionable. The implication is clear. Profit, expediency, and status quo come before lives. How can we justify allowing a vehicle to receive any safety commendation when the car fails any portion of the crash test? It was only in 2019, 6 years after the initial issue was identified, that Toyota finally improved the RAV4's structure to earn a good rating on both the driver and passenger sides. For 6 years, however, Toyota knew that the passenger side small overlap front crash test was a critical vulnerability and did not make adequate changes. Imagine the lives put at risk by this delay. This raises an essential moral question. What responsibility does a corporation have to prevent harm when they are fully aware of the risks? Another egregious example is the 2019 Hyundai Elantra GT, which was flagged for safety concerns by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or N8TSA, the federal agency responsible for motor vehicle safety standards. The Elantra GT received a high-risk warning due to serious rear seat safety flaws in side impact testing. In this scenario, during testing, the rear passenger dummy experienced high lower spine acceleration, a known factor in thoracic injuries, due to the intrusion of the left rear door. Despite this warning, the Elantra GT received a 4-star overall rating from NHTSA and another top safety pick from IIHS. How can these ratings possibly be allowed to stand when they imply a level of safety that is demonstrably false? These cars are being sold with an official seal of approval that does not accurately reflect their safety risk to passengers. When consumers are led to believe a car is safe, when in reality it has known potentially fatal flaws, society itself has failed. What is the purpose of safety ratings if not to accurately inform the public of risks? These are just representative examples, but the problem is pervasive. Time and again, automakers prioritize design, cost, or speed to market over life-saving protections. And each time they do, they play with lives, turning ordinary commutes into potential life-altering events. In each crash test failure, each subpar rating, each missed update to safety standards, real human lives hang in the balance. It is not merely disappointing, but morally indefensible that such risks are allowed to persist. As a society, we have the responsibility to protect people from unnecessary harm. Legislators, regulators and manufacturers have the tools, knowledge and resources to make vehicles as safe as possible. The technology exists, and so do the materials. What is missing is the mandate, the unequivocal requirement to enforce this highest level of safety. We must insist that all cars on our roads meet the highest standards of safety in every crash test component, that safety features are not optional but mandatory, and that consumers are informed truthfully, accurately and transparently about the cars they buy. Anything less is a betrayal of the people we are meant to protect, and a stain on our society's moral fabric. The lives we save are not just numbers on a spreadsheet or statistics in a report. They are mothers, fathers, children, friends, neighbours. Let us hold auto manufacturers to the standards that every life deserves. Let us insist on vehicles that prioritise people over profit. And let us create roads that are not marked by senseless tragedy, but by conscientious commitment to the highest standard of safety. Thank you.